Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. So now we are seeing the concept of pramadha, meaning forgetfulness of the self. And Sanat Kumara, he says, forgetfulness is mrityu, is death for a seeker. So we should never forget the self. That is the idea. Why? When you forget the self, what happens? Immediately the delusion sets in. And then you identify with the non-self. And then it is bondage. And then it is misery. See? Tata mohaha, tata ahamdi, tata bandhaha, tata vyata. That's what we have seen now, yesterday. So therefore, we should not forget the self. And we have seen yesterday, like the moss, when it is cleared, when it is removed, temporarily you may find the water beneath it. But within no time, the moss may again cover. So, if you are not alert, the maya, the delusion may again cover the self. And then again the samsara starts. So, one has to be very, very alert. Savadhan. Savadhanikanam sadhana hai. Says one Akhantananji Maharaj, a great saint of North India. Akhantananji Maharaj says, Savadhanikanam sadhana hai. To be alert always and not to forget the self. So when you become extrovert, parangmukam, then immediately this forgetfulness, it catches that person and it drags him down. And then he suffers. Till here we have seen now, moving on, 325th verse. 325. Lakshyachyutam chedyadi chittamishad bahirmukam sannipate tatastaha pramadhata prachyutakeli kandukaha sopana pankto patito yatha tatha. Lakshyachyutam chedyadi chittamishad bahirmukam sannipate tatastataha pramadhata prachyutakeli kandukaha sopana pankto patito yata tatha. Laksha chutam. Chutam means to slipping away from the lakshyam, to slip away. So when you slip away from the goal, lakshyam, that is the self, that is atmanishta, chedyadi chittam ishad, when the mind slips away even a little bit, ishad means little bit, even a little bit, bahirmukam, it becomes extrovert. Why? Either the mind has to abide in the self or it will roam in the sense objects, in the world outside. The mind cannot just remain without thinking anything. So when you contemplate on the self, yes, it is there. But if you allow the mind even a bit, then it will bahirmukam, it becomes extrovert. And without even our knowledge, it starts running. Then what happens? Sannipate tatastataha, and then it falls. Falls means what? It just falls without any end. Like what? Pramadataha prachuta kelukandaha sopana panktau patitaha yata tata. Like what? Pramadataha means inadvertently, mistakenly. Prachuta kelikandukaha, meaning kelikandukaha means the ball, the rubber ball, let us say. Those days also there were balls to play with. So, prachuta kelikandukaha, when the ball has fallen down, sopana panktaha, in the flight of stairs, in the stairs, you are say in the say 7th floor, 8th floor, stairs, and you accidentally drop the ball, then what happens? The ball drops, patitaha, and it no end to it. It reaches the ground floor and it stops only after reaching adala bhadalam, meaning what? The lowest point. So if we compromise just a little also, then you keep on compromising. Is that not so? So pramada means what? If you are not attentive, and if you allow the mind to go extrovert, then there is no end to it. From one object to other object. The mind has got this knack, to think about something and then associated another thinking and then another thinking. It goes on like that. Like when you browse the net, you will go for searching something, let us say regarding the scripture, some sort of a meaning or some reference. Then something will pop up. You are excited. What is that? You go there. And then you go there. You are lost. Is that not so? It's a very, very practical example. Every day we are going through that. So mind also, when you allow it to fall, it is free fall. And there is no end to it. So therefore, one should not forget the self. And one should abide in the self always. Savdhan, if not, the mind will take you for a good ride. Will take you for a good ride, and we forget. What is wrong, Swamiji, in the world? Why are you so much, cursing this world? Nothing wrong, but if you really want to gain abidance, firm abidance, then at least for some period of time, like the tortoise, it takes all the legs and everything inside the shell, like that you have to remain, and then only you can really gain the firm abidance. Otherwise it is diluted and the mind goes again and again, it is diluted. See, that is why in any Mahatma's life, if you see, there is some sort of sadhana period where tapascharya, he goes intense without involving in any other activities. After that, after gaining the abidance, he can come out and he can either involve in the welfare of the world, or he can just teach or keep himself to himself. But that intensity is very much required, meaning not to forget and to gain that abidance. The sahaja sthiti is very important. Otherwise the mind will fall again and again and identifies with the body mind. Again and again the samsara. Then the superimposition, which is imagined, can never be removed. So we have to live with this only. If we are satisfied, nobody stops. But if you really want that Brahmanishta, then this is suggested. We should not allow the mind to go out. Bhagavan says, Tannai vidadiruttal jnanam, anniyattai nadadiruttal vairagyam. He says, you should not allow the mind to raise its head from the heart. That is jnanam, he says. And not to seek something other than the self is vairagyam. So with jnana vairagyam only, we can gain the abundance. Okay, moving on. Vishayeshvavichetaha Svavishachetaha Sankalpayati tadgunan Samyak sankalpanat kamaha Kamat pumsa pravartanam Vishayeshva vishachetaha Sankalpayati tadgunan Samyak sankalpanat kamaha Kamat pumsa pravartanam. See, Vishayeshu avishachetaha. Vishayeshu means in the sense objects. Avishachetaha, when the mind enters as if possessed. Avishachetaha means the mind. When the mind enters and gets obsessed, sankalpayati tadgunan, then what it does? It imagines tadgunan, the qualities of those objects. Yesterday I told you, no? The mind will not remain quiet. It will start imagining. Oh, that is beautiful. That is wonderful. Nothing like that, you know. Like that the mind starts its game. It's called sankalpa. It starts imagining. Whatever there or not there, it starts imagining, projecting. Very typical example is a boy falling in love with a girl. He starts projecting so many things about the girl, maybe which is not even true. So that sankalpa, sankalpayati tad gunan. Gunan means guna dosham. Gunan means what? The qualities. So, see, she is very cultured and she is good-hearted and she is very kind. Like that he starts thinking. So this is the this is the Maya's play actually. Samyak sankalpanat kamaha. When samyak means what? When you again and again intensely think about the guna or the qualities of those objects, kamaha, there comes a desire. Desire for what? Desire to make it your own, to possess and enjoy. See, this is the mind's game. It will not stop there. When you think about the object, you get attached because again and again you are thinking about it. Actually, we are only weaving a cocoon around ourselves with our own thoughts. Not anybody else. If a person can stop there, not allowing the mind to imagine things, whatever it may be, good or bad, it is whatever it is. So I have no business there, my attention is to be on the self. Like that, if he can turn within and cut it there only, then nothing, no issues. See, just by looking at a person once or associating just once or twice, nothing will happen. You start, thinking about and then imagining or the qualities, start thinking about the qualities of the person. Actually speaking, the person is your own mind's projection, ultimately speaking. And the gunas are also, it is nothing but Maya's play only. But you don't take it that way. You think the person is real and the gunas expressing or that person's guna, and you get very attracted by it and you get attached. Then kamaha, the desire. Kamat pumsaha pravartanam. Once with the desire, when it starts, coming out of the mind, then you cannot keep quiet. Pravartanam, you have to act on it. Then what you have to do? You have to go and talk, you have to associate again and again, ha, hu, pravartanam, all those efforts to make that object or make that person your own. See, this is the idea. My own means what? For me. See, though it is little gross, crude to say that to possess and enjoy, but that is the actual thing. We want to possess a person and have some intimate sort of relationship and enjoy. Enjoy means what? That is some sort of a joy. We think there is a joy in it. See, not necessarily sexual indulgence. Even otherwise, people just want to, go on interacting with some people. Very nice, like that, they feel there is something, some joy in it. Like that elephant, it wants the touch of the female elephant. Again and again it goes, the Madri. So what happens? This Mahatma or this person forgets his own self now. Because of thinking about the object, he forgets his own self. And on top of it, what happens? He now develops desire. And then when desire crops up, you cannot keep quiet. You have to go out and seek the object. So this is what is said in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2nd also. I think 62nd and 63rd verse, I suppose. Yes. Dhyayato vishayan pumsan sangasteshu upajayate. When you think about the object, again and again, very intensely, sangasteshu, the attachment develops. Sangat sanjayate kamaha, then the desire. Kamat krodho bijayate. When the object is not available, it is denied to you, you get angry. Then moha, delusion. Smriti vibramaha, then you forget. Buddhinashaha, then your discriminative faculty is lost. And then buddhinashat pranashyati. When the buddhi is gone, then you are not even a human being. Pranashyati, he falls, totally he falls. So where everything started? From the sankalpa. That is why we have said, aid in the sankalpam. Give up sankalpa. Meaning don't start brooding or thinking over an object again and again. Oh, this object is beautiful, wonderful, haha, hoo, all those things. But Swamiji, some objects are good, na, beautiful, na. It's nice, na, if you argue like that. Then from the seeker standpoint, it is only nama rupa and it is not other than the self. So everything is self only. When you start seeing something other, then this guna dosha comes. Then the brooding or the imagining comes, and then you get caught. See, even 1 inch if you come down, you fall. Like this ball which is, accidentally dropped. Then you cannot catch it further. It will just go down. Similarly, when you allow the mind to even little bit, gather wool, it will go on. So therefore, please do not think about any object unnecessarily, again and again. See, if in a group, let us say 4 or 5 boys and 4 or 5 girls are together and doing some project or going here, going there, and there is no issue. Again and again, if you find somebody, getting attracted to one and then start, interacting again and again, walking everywhere only with that person, talking only with that person, eating only with that person. We are friends, we are very close friends. That is all fine, but the mind weaves. And slowly you get, and we never knew how we got in love actually. We were only friends, but we never knew how we fell in this relationship. That is how the Maya operates. If you want to be, Jagrata, if you're a seeker, see, if you're an ordinary person, there is nothing wrong. But even if you're a Grihastha, it applies to you also. Because if you are dedicated to your wife, that is our dharma, na? But if in workplace you develop some sort of relationships, or somewhere you develop some sort, see, it's all, confusion and trouble only. And you are not peaceful. You are guilty. All those nonsense. So therefore, for anybody, this is the Upadesha given. Don't unnecessarily brood over any object, think about anything. But Manmatha is a different fellow. Manmatan, the Cupid, he comes with a bow and arrow. And in your weaker moment, he aims at you. So when you are not aware, when you are not Jagrada, then the mind starts this game. That is because of Manmada Bhanam. They say, na? Even in this in the world, this heart and the arrow. What is that? Manmada Bhanam. Meaning what? When we are not very conscious, very aware, Manmada is there, always ready. So therefore, be alert. Don't allow the mind. Then moving on. What happens later? See, it's continuation. Tata Swarupa Vibhramshaha Vibhrashtastu Patatyadaha Patitasya Vinanasham Punarnaroha Ikshate Tata Swarupa Vibhramshaha Vibhrashtastu Patatyadaha Patitasya Vinanasham Punarnaroha Ikshate. Then what happens? When you are filled with desire for that object, and when you are going in the world outside to gain that, to try to possess and enjoy, then what happens? Tataha Swarupa Vibhramshaha. You totally forget about your own self. See, not even the true self. You even forget what you are, in which stage of your life, what is your dharma, what you need to do, not need to do, everything you forget. Because that is moha, delusion. Meaning what? It overpowers you. And you forget dharma, dharma, who you are and what you are supposed to do, what is your dharma, you forget. So, here he says, Tataha Swarupa Vibhramshaha. Definitely, he forgets his own self. Like the Narada, you know, na? And Bhagavan asked him some water to drink. Narada had gone to fetch him water only. Then he saw a beautiful girl. Then that is Vishnu Maya. So, then love at first sight. You know, and he was not even remembering the Lord's request. See, Lord is so dear to him, he forgot even the Lord. Narada, how can he forget Lord? He forgot the Lord. And then he got married to that girl, that woman. And then he begot few children also. Everything happened. He was not remembering at all, see. And then when the flood happened, everybody had gone. Then he thought, Ayo Rama, Narayana. Then he remembered Narayana. Then Bhagavan was waiting. Where is my water? My life has gone in waters. So see, Swarupa Vibhramshaha. Vibhrashtaha tu patati adaha. If you forget yourself, then patati, the seeker falls. Adaha. Adaha means adogati in solluvangalya. Adaha means down. Patala badalam. He falls. Patitasya vinanasham punaha na aroha ikshate. Once when the seeker is fallen that way, then it is very difficult to get up again. Na aroha ikshate. It is not seen for him to again rise up. Because this is romba dangerous. Pollada this vasana. This vasana is very, very tricky. Very dangerous. So, patitasya vinanasham, without getting destroyed, nobody has ever risen up. Meaning what is very difficult. Nobody means what? It is very difficult to once again come up and then to pursue and then to abide. Like you have lost almost 10-15 years of sadhana. Why? Because it's very powerful. The attraction is so powerful. The moha is so powerful. And then you forget everything and you justify it. After all, what is wrong in it? Everybody is living this way only. What is wrong in it? See, this self-abidance and all, yes, it can be done later also. See, this is how you justify. What is a hurry? When hurry is always there, what is the hurry? And not necessarily that only in this janma I have to realize. God is very kind. He is going to give me so many janmas. What is the hurry? See? The mind can justify anything. So therefore, patati, when you fall, the fall is really pathetic. Then it's very difficult to rise above. Na punaha na aroha ikshate. Once again to rise again is very difficult. Na ikshate means not seen. Meaning generally it is not seen that way. It is very, very difficult. Therefore beware. When the mind starts spinning, beware. At that point of time you stop. If you don't stop it, you cannot stop it. See, that is why for the seekers it is always advised to consider all the women, the ladies, as either, if very young one's daughter or sister or mothers, not any other relationship. This friend bind and all will not work, I am telling you. For the seeker, I am friendly with that person, we are friends. No. To be the friend and then to be lover is not a very difficult thing, just it happens. Summa in the friendship la vandave vandam. You consider them purely as mothers. Mother means there is nothing. And you should really think that way. Chumma vaikku solradilla. Don't ever think they are my friend. And some people are very mad. She is my soulmate. What soulmate? See, I know some people in the spiritual path, they develop some sort of funny relationship with the opposite sex and they say, we are not anything, we are soulmates. What do you mean by soulmate? See, all this nonsense is imagination of your mind only. See, these youngsters, they have so much of all these imaginations. Bestie, friends, and then there is bestie, and then the lover with benefits. They say so many things I don't even understand. And situationship, relationship, situationship. Swami, உங்களுக்கு எப்படி இதெல்லாம் தெரியும்? எனக்கு எல்லாம் தெரியும். யாம் அனைத்தும் அறிவோம். Open relationship, closed relationship. So many things, huh? So therefore, when you allow the mind to even, fall a little bit, it will really fall. Yes?
The dictionary gives an example. We say platonic.
Platonic, yeah. Platonic is there. It is there. No. Platonic means, yeah, you are right. Yeah. See, even a father's love for the child also can be considered as platonic. Where these sexual ideas are not involved, it's called as platonic. Whatever. See, that is why these Mahatmas, when they watch their disciples or the seekers getting closer with some other person, they get little angry or agitated. They say not required, not necessary. It is not controlling people, not controlling freak. For the welfare of the other person, it is always advised. So not required. That's all. But mind gets attracted always to wonderful things. Guna, it starts imagining the guna or the positives or the goodness of the other person. That is how it gets attracted. So there it has to be stopped. See, if in a group, if a person is mingling with everybody nicely and talking to everybody, happy, there is nothing wrong. But suddenly one person only is important and again talking, means there is a concern. Hey, what is happening? Meaning be jagrada. Otherwise his mind will take you for. See, in our Brahmacharya course, I don't want to share, but still I am sharing with you. When we were studying, in our course also, the Brahmachari and Brahmacharini, they got little involved with themselves. And then Acharya said, no, now you have to leave. They left and they got married, now they are living happily. Happily thereafter. That is good. See, if you feel that way, go away and follow the Grihastha dharma. That is good. But don't be a hypocrite. In the guise of a sannyasi, don't act like this thing, funnily. That is not accepted. You understand? So then the mind goes down. And then Sankalpam varjayet tasmat sarvanartasya karanam apatyani hi vastuni vyadigrasto yatotsrujet sankalpam varjayet tasmat sarvanartasya karanam apatyani hi vastuni vyadigrasto yatotsrujet. Tasmat sankalpam varjayet. Therefore, give up sankalpas. Sankalpas means what? To again and again think about the guna or the qualities of the object. Object means of the person or anything. So therefore, sankalpam varjayet. Give up the sankalpa. Sarva anarthasya karanam. The sankalpa is sarva anarthasya karanam. It is the main root cause for all anartha, for all the calamities. Therefore, sankalpam varjayet. Give up sankalpas. Imagination. Imagining that that is wonderful, that is good, that is bad. All the sankalpas, give up. No need for sankalpas. Whatever it may be, let it be. And our business is only with the self, because all the other things are projections of the mind. It is all just superimposed on the self, nothing else. Maya has got different, parinama. It can just seduct you in different ways. Oh, her smile is beautiful, her eyes are wonderful, ha ha ha, hu. See? Whatever it may be, all projections of the mind only. Therefore, it is superimposed on the self. It is anatma, it has to be rejected. This is the way to go if you are a seeker. Seeker of the truth, this is the way to go. Sankalpam varjayet sarva anarthasya karanam. This is the cause for all anartha, the fall of a person, of a seeker. Apatyani hi vastuni vyadigrastaha yata usrujet. Like an example is given. Vyadigrastaha, one who is one who is having a disease, one who is ill. If the doctor prescribes some patyam means for certain food, dietary restrictions. You should not add this kind of, this puli kind of tamarind. You should not do that, or not too much of spicy. If some patyam restriction is given, then he has to follow it. Is that not so? To regain his health, he has to follow those patyam. He should give up those food which has been banned for him. So for the seeker, this sankalpa is banned. Banned means he should not entertain.
Shuddha sankalpa.
Shuddha sankalpa about the Lord also is sankalpa only.
Okay.
Shiva sankalpamastu. Imagination is what? Yeah, imagination only. But Shuddha sankalpa means what? Even the idea that abiding in the self is wonderful, I should avoid. This is also sankalpa only. Thought only, na? But still it is very good. But this kind of a sankalpa about the world, thinking about the guna of the worldly objects, that is anartha karanam. That has to be given up. Like a person who is having a disease should give up the food that is restricted to him or not allowed for him. Patya chapad. Especially in the Ayurveda and all, they are very particular about the food. If you don't follow that, no use of you taking that medicine. So that always goes along with the medicine. So how will you regain your health if you don't follow the patyam, the food restrictions? So therefore, this is patyam for a seeker. Not allowing the mind to run towards the object, thinking about its qualities. Because that is the root cause of the fall of a seeker. See, here in Vivekachudamani, everything is explained, and the pitfalls also. Where we should be careful. That is also explained. You do not know when what vasanas will manifest. You may think I have been wonderful till this point of time, but maybe at the age of 45, 50 also some other vasanas may crop up. At the age of 60, 65 some other vasanas may crop up. We don't know when what vasanas will crop up. There is no guarantee that since because you are becoming old, vasanas will not crop up. No guarantee. In fact, the young lady should be very beware of older people only. Sorry. Because, you know why? Suppressed emotions. You know, all those stuff. So we have to be, we have to be jagrada. We should not think, I have become old, nothing will happen to me. No, anything can happen. Anytime, any vasanas can manifest and we can be taken away. So therefore, we be careful about this sankalpa. It has to be given up by all means. These poets, you know, these poets, they can never be Brahmagyanis, I suppose. Situma in a lighter way, na? See, a great Brahmagyani or a Jnani can be a poet, but primarily a person who is of that temperament of a poet, because his main this thing is what? Imagination. And to exaggerate things. See, not only seeing the guna, exaggerating it and saying, oh, it is like this, like that, blah, 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 blah. That is how the mind goes. Alankara. And Shringara Rasa, it's called as Rasa. Like Brahma Rasa, Brahmananda Rasa, like that Shringara also is a Rasa. No doubt it is Rasa, definitely it is a Rasa. In the Vyavaharic sense it's a Rasa, nobody can deny it. But that Rasa is not for the seekers. If you are seeking the truth, it is a very full-time job and it is a very serious issue, serious job. So therefore this sankalpa has to be given up. Yena kena prakarena. But you know what? There will be a lot of conflicts within. If you are immature, there will be a lot of conflicts. Because the mind would be dragging you in one direction, and your buddhi and your values, they will drag you in another direction. Then there is a struggle, there is conflict. Sometimes you become very this thing. See, when you get this thought fixation, sometimes it happens, thought fixation can happen. That is called as thought fixation in psychology. You cannot get out of those thoughts. Again and again it will come and overpower you. This is called delusion, moha. Moha means it will come and overpower you again and again. See, sometimes if that happens, the gurus, what they advise to those disciples, no, you get away, get lost, go to some pilgrimage, go to Varanasi or go to Himalayas, Rishikesh, somewhere you go for a month or two, that will help. Means you go away and then you means those places, then you get some sadhu sannyasis, satsanga, all those things, maybe it will help. It may not help also sometimes, because when it's very strong within, it may not help also, but there is a chance it may help also. So therefore, beware of all these things. Ata pramadhan naparosti mrityuhu. 329. Vivekino brahma vidhas samadhau. Samahitas siddhamupaiti samyak. Samahitatma bhava savadhanaha. Ata pramadha naparosti mrityuhu. Vivekino brahma vidhas samadhau. Samahita siddhamupaiti samyak. Samahitatma bhava savadhanaha. Where everything started, you forgot yourself. Why are you here? To turn within and to know the self, abide in the self. That is the goal. That you forgot and started thinking about the world. See? Through imagination. That started the fall. So therefore, ataha pramadat na paraha asti mrityuhu. Than pramada, forgetfulness, there is nothing more, there is no more death for a seeker. It is really the death for a seeker. See, please, one more thing I want to tell you. Now you have studied this. You know about this. What? This sankalpa. Because of pramada, sankalpa, and that will take you for a ride and you will fall. You know this. And you can give lectures, beautiful lectures you can give. But still there is no guarantee that you will follow this. That is how the Maya operates. You may get carried away. Even though you are wise, you may get carried away and you may fall. That is why Arjuna asked Krishna. Even Panditaha, the learned people, wise ones, they know what is right, what is wrong. Knowing what is right, what is wrong, how they walk in the path of adharma, how they choose something wrong. Then Krishna beautifully answers, Kama yesha, Krodha yesha, Rajoguna samudbhavaha. It is all Rajoguna. Kama yesha, Krodha yesha. Out of desire only. Rajoguna samudbhavaha. Because of the Rajoguna. So this Rajoguna is a pollada vishyam. See, you may be intelligent, smart, you may be able to deliver beautiful lectures, but that is not the guarantee that you will live a spiritual life. You may get applause from the people. You may be considered as authority of Advaita Vedanta, but that is not the guarantee for you to live this Advaita Vedanta. Living is something else. You have to be very sincere and honest to yourself. Then only you can live this. That is why this Maya and the Vasanas are all very different issue. Buddhisalitanadukku sambandham kediyadu. I am telling you, intelligence has nothing to do. If the Vasanas are so strong, you may be a smart person, intelligent, knowing everything. Knowing everything, you will commit the mistake. And you will fall. How? That is how it is. So therefore, ataha pramadat na paraha asti mrityu vivekinaha brahmavidaha. For the discriminative seeker, even for the brahmavidaha, knowers of Brahman, this is the death, forgetting the self. What? Samadhau pramadat. Samadhau means what? When he is trying to focus attention and trying to abide in the self, for a moment even if he forgets or if his attention is diverted, that is death for him. So therefore, samahitaha siddhimupaiti samyak. If he is totally collected and if he is abiding in the self, samahitaha, and only he is involved in brahmachintanam, and he is abiding in the self, then siddhimupaiti samyak, he attains to that without any doubt. Therefore, samahitatma bhava savadhanaha. Be alert, always vigilant, and then samahitatma bhava. May you become samahitatma, meaning always abiding in the self, not getting distracted by anything. That is samahitatma. Not getting distracted by anything. Always you abide in the self. Only through that you can reach the highest, not otherwise. Not by giving good lectures. Na atma pravachanena labhyaha, na medhaya, na bahuna shrutena. It is not attained by pravachanena labhyaha. by giving lectures. Na medhaya, by memorizing and quoting left, right and center scriptures. No. Na bahuna shrutena. You go on listening, that also may not help you. So therefore, yamai vesha vrunute tena labhya. One who chooses the Atma and Atma alone, him the Atma chooses. Kathopanishad. So one who chooses Atma and Atma alone, him the Atma chooses. Meaning, without getting distracted by anything, if you can really abide in the self, then for you is the Brahmajnana. Otherwise not. I want everything in the world plus Brahmajnanam also. That will not work. Either you want Brahmajnanam or the worldly things. Because Sarva Parityagam is required here. For Brahmajnanam, total renunciation of everything, aham and mama is required. Giving up oneself, one's desires, one's raga dvesha, that is very essential to abide in the self. See, to understand to some extent, buddhi is enough. But to abide in the self, beyond that, you need this brahmacharya, this kind of, vrata. This is vrata. Not to forget the self and not to indulge in sankalpas, imagination. Not to think about the guna, qualities of the objects.
So the Brahmajnana means there is no active role in the outer world.
No, not like that. After Brahmajnana, everything is Brahman. Na? So when he is gained firm abidance, then he can work in the world for the welfare of the world. Like Paramacharya, like great people like Swami Chinmayananda, Vivekachudamani and all, they were all Brahmajnanis. So once when you gain firm abidance, then nothing will disturb you. You will not slip away. But before that, when you are half the mark, then you start all this business, then there is a chance for you to fall also. So that is what it is said. Samahitatma bhava. Therefore become samahitatma. Meaning always abiding in the self. Savdhanaha. By being alert. Savdhanaha. Not forgetting the self. And not getting distracted by the world. Not thinking about the world. Kinchidabi na chintayet. Krishna says, Atma samstam manakritva kinchidabi na chintayet. After keeping the mind in the heart, in Atma, the self, don't initiate any new thinking. In fact, don't think about anything. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Because everything is limited. Alpam. Kshanikam. Dukkam. Buddha said, whatever perishes, that brings you only sorrow. See, sarvam kshanikam. Sarvam dukkam. Whatever kshanikam, limited, whatever perishes, that cannot bring you infinite happiness. That brings you only dukkam. Therefore, mind should be drawn away from all these perishable things. That is the sadhana. See, therefore, don't underestimate anybody. Don't underestimate anybody. There may be some acharyas in the world, very popular, giving wonderful lectures and having wonderful following. But there may be an ordinary sadhu on the street, on the road, begging, eating. You cannot know who is who. That ordinary person begging and eating may be a Paramahamsa. We don't know. Maybe this person who is giving wonderful lecture, maybe, somewhere, but not there. We don't know. See, people go by all nonsensical things, What tejas? If you put lot of makeup, lot of tejas will come to you. What tejas? What do we know about tejas? Tejas, this, that, and some siddhis they display. Oh, he is God. What God? You don't know. Therefore, be humble. Don't disregard, humiliate anybody on the road. You don't, especially in Tiruvannamalai, be jagrada.
No.
Anybody may be a yogi siddha. You don't know. Even a dog may be a siddha. Bhagavan has said, I am not telling you, Bhagavan has said, Siddhas can come in any form, any animals, they can come as pigeon also, and sitting. முதல்ல அந்த வில்லுக்கு யார் ஐடியா கொடுத்தா? அந்த வில்லுக்கு யார் ஐடியா கொடுத்தா? See, நான் வாட் இன்னசென்ட்டாக இருந்தேன். There are wonderful, beautiful birds in our ashram. I was happy only. But he was also, having good intentions only, nothing bad. Pava he is. Good intention. Good intention only. So the Lord may come as pigeon also, rishis. Nothing. Later. It's a big story. Samahitatma bhava. Savadana. Therefore, be alert and be a samahitatma. Okay. Now moving on. 330th verse. Yeah. Jivito yasya kaivalyam videhe sacha kevalaha yat kinchit pashyato bhedam bhayam brute yajushrutihi. Jivito yasya kaivalyam videhe sacha kevalaha yat kinchit pashyato bhedam bhayam brute yajushrutihi. Jivitaha, one who is living, while he is living, yasya kaivalyam, when he attains to this kaivalya padam. Kaivalya padam means what? Abiding in the pure self, one without the second. He is not seeing anything other than his self. Yat kinchit na bhedam pashyataha, meaning what? He is not seeing any bhedam. So that is kaivalya padam. So only one who is, while living, when he is living in this kaivalya padam, then only videhe sa cha kaivalaha. When he drops his body also, he can remain in that kaivalya padam. It is not that while in the body I may be this and that, but after death I will reach kaivalya. No. While living consciously, you should abide in the self, and you have to not see any bheda and gain the abidance. That is kaivalya padam. That alone, nothing else. Only when you gain the abidance, when you are living consciously, then while you drop your body also, you are in the same kaivalya pada. Otherwise not. Setta piraku sivalokam vaikundam sendidalam என்று எண்ணி இருப்பார் பித்த மனிதர். அவர் உரை பேயுரையாம் என்றிங் யூதேடா சங்கம். Subramani Bharatiya says. Some people think after dying, after the death, they may reach Vaikunta or Kailasha. He says that is nonsense. While living here, now and here, you have to realize the truth and gain the Kaivalya Pada. Only when you are living, when you are very conscious and when you abide in the self, then when you drop the body also, you will remain the same Kaivalya Pada. Therefore, yat kinchit pashyataha bedaha. If a person sees even a little bit of beda, difference in the world outside, bhayam brute yajushrutihi. The yajushrutihi, the Yajur Veda says, that is the Taittiriya Upanishad says, he is afflicted with fear only. Bhayam brute, you cannot avoid fear. See, in Taittiriya Upanishad, it is said, tasmin hyudaram antaram kurute tasya bhayam bhavati. Whenever he sees something other than himself, then he is afflicted with fear only. You cannot avoid the fear. As long as you are abiding the self, one without the second, then there is no fear from anybody, because one without the second. But when you start seeing something other, Bedam, other than yourself, then always you are in samsara. That is fear. Yama will come. See? Yama will come. There is a fear of Yama. Why? You see a Yama other than the self. There is no Yama other than the self. There is nobody else. Therefore, when you remain there in the self, there is no fear of whatsoever. Yeah, the body may go through something, but you are fearless. Because you know that you will never perish and you will never change. And Ananda, that will not go away. Unbroken, infinite Ananda. So therefore, only when you abide in the one without the second, you are fearless. Even if you entertain some bheda, some differences, because of pramada, then there is fear only. That is revealed in Yajushrutihi, Yajurveda, that is Taittiriya Upanishad. It is revealed. That is fear only. Therefore, while living, we have to attain to this Brahmapadam, Kaivalya Padam. While living, consciously we have to remember the Lord and abide in the self. While living, we should not get distracted by the world. We should not go on thinking about the qualities of the objects. So, when we do all this while living, then we need not worry about fear about death. Why? There is no death. Amrutam, Ashnute, Amrutam. Amrutam means immortality. Amrutam. Now 331. Yada kadavapi vipaschideshaha kadavapi vipaschideshaha brahmanyanante pyanumatra bhedam pashyatyathāmushya bhayam tadeva yadvikshitam bhinnataya pramadhād yada kadavapi vipaschideshaha brahmanyanante anumatra bhedam pashyatyathāmushya bhayam tadhaiva yadvikshitam bhinnataya pramadhād yada kadavapi, whenever, even he is a vipashchit, a wise person, man of knowledge, man of scriptures. Eshaha Brahmani Brahmani Anante Anumatra Bhedam. If he sees apart from Brahman anything else, even Kinchit Anumatra Bhedam, little something else, then what happens? Pashyati yathamushya bhayam tadeva. Then he has to experience fear only. He will not be free of fear. See how categorically said? Anumatrameva bhedam. Even if he sees a very little bit of difference somewhere, that is God. Apart from the self, if he sees, yes, Amba is there, God is there, if he feels, then there is a fear of God. அது அந்த தெய்வம் என்ன செய்யும் தெரியாதே, கண்ணை குத்திடுமோ, something, I have to be very respectful, otherwise the God may get angry. See, there is fear. Anumatrameva, even little bit of difference if you see, even if it is for good, but still you are not free from fear. Yadvikshitam bhinnataya pramadhat. And why he sees this difference or the bhinnata? Because of pramadham. Because he has forgotten the self, which is one without the second. Pramadam. Because of inadvertence, he started seeing something other than the self. Because of his own imagination. And he takes it to be real. And then there is fear. Why these great Mahatmas, they don't have any fear of ghost or anything? Because they don't see anything other than themselves. Once when Gurudev was young, when he was doing his prachara, he had gone somewhere, it seems. Gurudev was not very popular at that time. He wanted to conduct a Jnana Yajna there. He was staying there for say 20 days, I don't know how many days. Nobody was willing to give some accommodation because sannyasi, those days, how can a grahastha give accommodation to a sannyasi? So people were not giving. And somebody suggested there is only one bungalow there, but it's haunted. Please don't go there. It is haunted. That you can stay if you want. Gurudev said, I don't mind all those stuff. And he went and stayed there, it seems. And the villagers were very scared, very concerned. Yo, enna achutarliye pavam on the sannyasi Mahatma. He is staying in that booth bungalow. We don't know what happened. So the next day they were, anxiously waiting for him to come out. Then they asked him, you didn't see the ghost? He said, yes, I saw the ghost. Then what happened? I asked for some donation. The ghost ran away. So he also asked for donation?
Apparently that land was gifted to him because it was
haunted. Infested.
With
ghosts. Now also it is infested with ghosts only. Now only it is infested with ghosts only. Okay. All the people around. That is okay. So the thing is, there is no fear. Because for them, there is one without the second, which will not perish. There is nothing other than that. So therefore, there is no fear. So if you see even kinchita, something little bit other than the self, then from that other, you are always scared. You are frightened. There is fear. So pramada, this happens because of pramadam, inadvertence, carelessness. You forget the self and see something else. அது எப்படி சுவாமிஜி 24 மணி நேரம் அந்த செல்ஃபையே நினைச்சிட்டு இருக்க முடியுமா? அதுதான் சாதனை. See, that is why it is really, it's not a joke, not an ordinary thing. Why these great Mahatmas are worshipped like as God? Because they have done it. My God, it's Brahma Prayatnam. That is not a joke. Bhavam, they have sacrificed everything and they have gained this abundance, and they don't have any ego also. Having gained that, there is no ego also in them because ego has gone. That is how they have gained this. So they are God only actually. And such a Mahatma who is abiding always in the self, he gains all siddhis and he is Siddha Purusha, and no doubt about that. Okay. Shruti smrutinya yashatai nishidhe drishetra yaswatmamatim karoti upeti dukkho paridukka jatam nishiddha karta samalim luchoyata malim luchoyata shruti smrutinyaya shatai nishidhe yaswatmamatim karoti upeti dukkho paridukka jadam Nishiddha karta samalim luchoyata. Shruti, Shruti, and Nyaya Shataihi Nishidhe. The Vedas, Shruti means the Vedas, and Smruti, like Smruti Grantha, like Bhagavad Gita, and Nyaya Shataihi, and hundreds of logic and reasoning have said. Nishidhe means what? Have said, Nishidhe, it is not so. What is not so? Drishye atra yaha swatma matim karoti. Nishidhe means don't see the Atma, the self, in the Drishya Padartha. Drishye atra, in the Drishya Padartha, in the object seen, Swatma matam na karoti means what? Nishiddhe, it is banned. Do not see ever the Atma in the Drishya Padartha. So all the Shruti has warned, the Smruti Granthas have warned, and they have given sufficient logic and reasoning for not to get attached with the Drishya Padartha. That which is seen, that is Anatma. Nishiddhe means what? They warn, do not get attached. Do not consider them to be real. In spite of that, if you get attached, then what happens? Upaiti dukkopari dukkha jadam. Then you have to suffer miseries after miseries only. Dukkopari dukkha jadam. That is all. They have all warned sufficiently. Don't do this. What? Don't do this. Do not see the self in the Drishya Padartha. Do not get attached because that is imagined. Don't get attached to the imagined thing. You always abide in the self which is the truth. This is what they have said. But in spite of that, they have warned sufficiently. In spite of that, if you go and get attached, what happens? I am going to finish now. What happens? Dukkopari dukkha jadam. Then miseries after miseries we have to go through. There is no other go. Nishiddha kartasa malim luchoyata. Like Nishiddha karta. It has been said clearly by our elders. You should not steal. You should not covet others' properties. You should not. In spite of that, if a thief, if he goes and if he steals, then he has to suffer the consequences. See, malim luchaha means a thief, a robber or whatever. Nishiddha means what? Nishiddha karta means it is said you should not steal. You should not covet others' wealth. That is the upadesha given. But disregarding that, if a fellow goes and takes away somebody else's wealth, that thief, he has to suffer the consequences. He cannot say, what will I do? I was very hungry, that's why I did. No. If you are hungry, ask for it. So this is, the leftist mentality. What will he do? Pavam. So let him loot. See, New York and other places, California and all, you can loot, you know that? You can loot supermarkets. It is not a crime. You know that? You don't know anything. That is why they come and, in daylight they come and take away things. And nobody can stop them. Because liberals, they are also hungry, na? They loot. Let them come into your house and loot. If somebody else's supermarket, then you can loot. See, whatever, there should be a dharma in life. Na? You cannot say looting is okay. And raping is okay. Killing is okay. What nonsense is this then? See, this is not liberal thinking, stupid thinking it is. I tell you, people have gone stupid totally. And they think they are very intelligent and very liberal and very compassionate. They are not compassionate, they are not liberals, they are stupid. And anybody can walk into your country, your house. They can take away anything, they can do anything. And you should, like Gandhiji's philosophy, The liberals are all infested with this kind of philosophy. No, don't do anything to them. Pavam. What pavam? Then there is no dharma, there is no law, there is no order. You cannot establish anything. See? Then you are very conservative, Very regressive, very conservative you are. And only for yourself everything? Why can't you give? First you show by giving. Like you show first. See, when you say the wealth belongs to everybody, first you give all your wealth and properties to somebody. Be an example. And even if you do that, you cannot force anybody to do that. Why should you force somebody to do that? You believe in this, they don't believe in it. Arey, what is this? Everybody should believe in whatever I am believing in. Then, everybody should believe in whatever I am believing in. See, Duragraha. These people are mad, I tell you. And they want to establish their thing everywhere. If you don't abide by their rules and regulation, then you are a fascist, you are a racist, you are sexist, you are thisist, thatist. And they label you and they condemn you. What nonsense. This is how the world is going now. And in our country also. These, anchors of some very popular channels, the liberals, intelligentsia, Khan market gang. They say the same thing. They don't care for the culture or for religion and all. These are all superstition. Whatever we say is right. So better you follow us.
Rest is Godi media.
Godi media. Godi means lap, na? See? So this is very dangerous actually. And these people are brainwashed. See, very deliberately, continuously brainwashed people, these people. From their student days onwards, they have been brainwashed. Very, very difficult, I tell you. And the way it is going, oh my God, the whole Europe, the whole Western country is gone. Gone, I tell you. There is some sort of semblance of some sort of dharma or something, right thinking is here. But it is all gone. Very strange. They are very intelligent people.
They are facing
but gone.
Backlash now.
Very strong back. They have to face. They have to face. Because ordinary people are not like that. See, ordinary people are really good. Okay. Though they may have their own stupidity, that is fine. But these people are Rakshasas, evil. Evil force actually. They are very evil. I tell you, they don't have horns. That is the only thing. I don't know what they will say after listening to this. Om Purnamadha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.